We gotta head back. I forgot to bring wood. Hello! Yay, it's me. I'm back. Finally, the guy. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I promise I'm not dead. I promise I'm not dead. I'm here. I'm here. Hello. So, I did the stuff. You know how this is a space mod and there's no rockets? Yeah, I fixed that. There are rockets. Well, kind of. You'll see. First, I tell you about some other less important stuff, so that you have to wait until the end to look at the rockets, and you don't click away, maximizing engagement. Ooh. So, first of all, you might be wondering what this is. This is a tab added by a dependency, GeckoLib. GeckoLib is a dependency I use to make stuff have cool animations, like if you remember the telescope and the chip inscriber, and it just shows some example blocks with like example animations, and you can open up GeckoLib's code and see how they're done. You can ignore it. Anyways, this is the creative tab we want to be paying attention to, because I organized it. You might be wondering, oh, what are these? Oh, there's a bunch of new blocks. What do they do? The answer is nothing. They don't do anything. Which must come as a shock to you, since every single block I have implemented so far has done something. These are building blocks. These are blocks for builders. If you're a builder, you pay attention now. Especially if you weren't paying attention to any of the previous devlogs. The blocks I've added are blank aluminum slab, blank aluminum stair, blank aluminum wall, smooth aluminum slab, smooth aluminum stair, smooth aluminum wall, leather block, anorthosite, you've already seen that. Polished anorthosite slab, polished anorthosite stair, polished anorthosite wall, steel train slab, steel train stair, steel train wall, rusty steel train slab, rusty steel train stair, rusty steel train wall. And that is all the building blocks. Their recipes are... No, I am not showing their recipes. Everybody knows how to use JEI. Well, most people. The textures of these blocks are, very, very subject to change. See this? Look at that texture. Look how 1.12 it looks. I'm going to send some of these textures to somebody else and have them greatly improve them. These are just placeholder textures. Okay? Next thing I have to show you is this conveyor belt, because I added conveyor belts. These conveyor belts transport players as you'd expect, and they transport items as you'd expect. But they can also, as you did not expect, they can transport blocks too. Now, maybe they'll be able to transport chests. I mean, like, I'm not sure. Because right now, if you have a chest, and there's, like, stuff in it, and you put a conveyor belt, the stuff gets, like, ejected out of the conveyor belt. And there's been problems with other tile entities, too, like crashes, just general problems. But I probably won't be able to get it to work, but if I can get it to work, they'll be able to transport tile entities. Now, when you power these things with redstone, they don't exactly turn off. Like, they don't exactly just shut down and stop working. In fact, they just move the redstone block. Instead, they do not transport glowstone. And this means you can create gates with glowstone where you can stop things from passing
by blocking it with glowstone. Now, there are a number of applications of this block moving thing. Now, one of them is for, well, cobblestone generators. Like, if I were to make, a structure like this, it would create cobblestone and then move the cobblestone in a line where it would get, it would probably get, processed into something else later on in the assembly line. If that makes sense. And so, that's how the conveyor belts work. Also, those conveyor belts, they can actually transport, redstone dust. They can transport redstone dust. But keep in mind, when it gets to the end of the conveyor belt, the redstone dust just breaks. Just gets flung out as an item. You can block the conveyor belt with a block to stop this from happening. But yes, that means you can have redstone, kind of. So you could create a timer like this. You could put redstone dust, and it would just go in a loop. And then you'd be able to, for example, we could do a redstone torch, for example. That would work, and you can use that to make a timer of something. So this is actually a very efficient way to create timers, because they can transport these components, and also, things that just attach in general, like this torch. You have this soul torch, get, a breaker switch that works somehow. You can actually even, and this is this is a really cool part, is you can actually transport insulated cables, which I couldn't get them to move with pistons, but at least you can move them with these, as you can see. So you could use that for something. Right now, as you can see, the conveyor belts, things don't move on them at a consistent speed. Like, if I were to, place it, if I were to, place these, irregularly, then you would see that this, if I got, something, it wouldn't go at a constant speed. Which I'm working on, having them sync up, so that everything is going at the... Anyways, next we have this. It's called a decorative screen block. It is crafted like this, and the screen, if you don't remember, is crafted like this. It has this pure black face, which is good for building. But we also have this thing called a wrench. It's crafted like this, and metal rods are crafted like this. And you can right-click the decorative screen block to change the image on the decorative screen block. There are a few. That one is 2x1, the DNA one. I'm trying to work on if I can make them, some of them animated images. Like, they play a little animation. And I'm also working on screens that display the redstone signal strength going into them, or they can display, say, text on a computer chip. But yeah, those are the decorative screen blocks. And now, the part that everyone skipped to. If you didn't skip to this part and you actually watched all the previous stuff, you are a good viewer, and thank you. Now, if I were to just type rocket into here, I would not see a rocket. However, I would see these three blocks. The rocket controller, the rocket launcher, and the rocket steering computer. Now, if you were to just build a structure, like this, for example, here, if you have a structure where all the dimensions are odd, like this is a 5x5x5 box. But anyways, you build the structure, it has to be odd, all three dimensions of it, so this is 5x5x5, If it was like 6 by 6 by 5, it wouldn't work, or like 5 by 6 by... You get what I mean. But here, you type in, sorry, in this thing, you type in the dimensions, you hit assemble. By the way, you have to place this in the center, that's why it has to be odd. Next we have this thing called the rocket steering computer. Now, you have to put in a chip, you have to set X and Z coordinates. So let's do 0, 0. This is an Earth ID chip. So this means that it'll go, the rocket will go to Earth at 0, 0. And if we can hit apply. Note during editing, if you go out of the GUI of the steering computer or the controller and then you go back in, it'll look like the text fields have blanked, but don't worry, it's saved. Okay, back to the video. So, yeah, that's just that. And now also we have the rocket launcher. Now, the rocket launcher doesn't have a GUI. If you right-click it, this structure will launch. So, let's right-click it. There we go. It launched. I use structure blocks for this. Now let's teleport to it. Now here, we can see the flight progress. This is gonna be an animated skybox where you see the first thing recede away and the second thing recedes in, but I haven't made the skybox animated yet. Like, the planets are gonna move. It's gonna be really, really sick. But here, on the rocket, you can actually track your flight progress. Like the rocket launcher, now it becomes a thing where you can track how far it is, to your destination. Also, as you can see this chest, it saved the items in it, and it can save items with NBT tags too. I'm working on entities. Like, it has a problem where sometimes it duplicates the entity. As you can see, I had to teleport onto this rocket. Redstone works, different things work, because this is an actual structure, not like a render made of fake blocks like Create does. So once this reaches 100%, flight progress, this rocket will land. And so, if we go back into the overworld at height limit, you'll see that our rocket is now floating here above Earth. And now if we were to have done that with, like, for example, the moon, it would have done, like, the moon, for example. And so that's how that works. Now, this is not, let me be clear, this is not how rockets are gonna work, like, in the end. I'm going to have a block called the rocket engine. It's gonna sit, like, under the rocket. You're gonna have to fill it up with fuel. There's gonna be, the skybox is gonna be animated. You can do return missions. You can automate things. So this is not how rockets are gonna be in, like, the final kind of release of the mod, if that makes sense. That's why this video is called Rockets Part 1. So yeah, thanks. I actually finished this a very long time ago, but just actually never got around to recording and editing the video. So it's not like this took a super long time. I'm just a very, 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 very lazy human being. Bye!